Well, our reporter Patricia Visagie is on the scene and joins us from Mamelodi for the latest update. Patricia, a very good afternoon to you. Now, we saw stranded and very agitated commuters who were not impressed about the issue at the depot. What's the latest now? Any resolution?
Well, Leisha, a good afternoon. Yes, certainly a lot of commuters coming to the depot to inquire as to whether there's any developments and whether the situation will change tomorrow. As you know, many of them are stranded. They were unable to go to work this morning, and they are concerned that the situation will continue for the rest of the week and perhaps even next week if there's not a very, a solution soon to the whole problem. A lot of them already, highlighting fears that they might lose their jobs if this problem is not resolved between the new bus operating system, Autopax, and of course the angry local taxi owners who have highlighted their grievances, as you've already mentioned, them saying that there were promises made, there was an agreement between them, the Department of Transport, that when Putco's contract comes to an end, then the local taxi industry would ultimately take over the depot, take over Putco's bus routes and continue thereon. And they would also qualify for the subsidy that Putco used to get from government. And today, of course, that standoff here, many of the taxi owners preventing these new buses from starting their engines and, of course, starting to operate in the local area. And that's a situation that, unfortunately, we fear will continue for the rest of the week. We did speak to a lot of the taxi owners, a lot of them very angry, threatening to take action if their demands are not met, and they have vowed that they will continue to block this gate just here behind me, preventing the new buses from operating in the area if government does not meet with them soon and find a solution that can be satisfying for everybody involved.
Patricia, speaking of government, look, what is the Transport Department's stance on this issue? Because both parties say they need a clear directive from the department.
Well, certainly a very, very confusing situation, as I've already mentioned, that the taxi owners are saying that they want answers from the Department of Transport, as many of them say that they held meetings earlier this year, and during those meetings it was clearly stated that there's a possibility that when Putco terminates its contract with government, then the taxi owners would ultimately take over. So now it's uncertain what's the way forward, and there's so many versions that come out. And from the Department of Transport earlier, we heard that all queries that we have regarding the situation, we must refer to Autopax, and they also not giving us exact clarity as to what went wrong. Was there an agreement with the local taxi industry? And if there was an agreement, what loopholes was there that led to this messy situation that this morning could have turned chaotic? And of course, as I've mentioned, there are still fears that if the situation is not resolved as soon as possible, this thing can turn out of control. As we know, a lot of the taxi owners already, their emotions ran high this morning, threatening some of the commuters, saying that if they ever see one of these buses leaving this gate, they will do whatever they take to stop it, and of course they will also stop the commuters from getting on the bus. So that's already a very sensitive situation in itself, and it means people's lives could be in danger should there not be a solution soon.
We'll definitely keep tracking that story for you. That's our reporter Patricia Visagie live to us at the unrest following Putco buses withdrawing from certain routes in Gauteng.